So my name is Stephanie, and I'm going to be working with you as your social worker. So I just want to let you know for a couple of things. So when you're coming in, I'm going to be able to hook you up with the resources and any services that you're going to need. And also, I want to let you know that we'll have you sign a paper that talks about your rights and your confidentiality, which is anything that is said here in the room is between me and you, unless something comes up where I need to relay that information to my supervisor or to other services. That also entails that I am a mandated reporter. So anything that is harm to yourself or harm to anyone else, I am mandated to report it to the authorities. So I just want you to be aware of those as we start this process. And if there's anything that comes up with that, then we can kind of talk about that as we go through this process. So why don't you tell me why you're here and we can see what services we can help you with.
Well, I'm Han and I'm 17.
Okay.
My parents have kind of noticed a change in my attitude, and at one point I did want to harm myself,
Okay.
and luckily my parents kind of walked in before it was happening, and ever since then, my family felt that it was necessary for me to seek counseling because they're very strong Catholic, their religion, and suicide is looked down upon as well. But they really don't know. Well, my mom and my sisters know what is going on, but my dad doesn't. And so I just think that I need to talk to somebody. That way we can figure out how to tell my dad because I've been having issues with my sexuality, and that's why I felt like harming myself because that's also looked down upon in my religion.
Okay.
So I just kind of want to get my feelings out and see how we could go about telling my dad. Like I said, my mom and my sisters are supportive, but my dad isn't, and I fear that he might kick me out. And I'm only 17 years old, so there's not much that I could do.
Okay. That's totally understandable. That's something that's very difficult. Having someone that's very, religious based is definitely conflicts that can happen between families. I'm glad to hear that you do have some support with your family, with your mom and your sisters, you said. Something that we could probably look at is definitely doing some family therapy would be an option. Just depending on how your dad is, that might be something that we can look at. Obviously, we're not going to force him, to come in and do that, but that might be an option that we can do. There's also, there's probably a good that we can get you in therapy, just to kind of, figure out how your true feelings are with the situation. And that might be good just to kind of say, this is how I feel, and, to get your feelings out. Something else that I would probably suggest is there's a lot of groups that are, you know, therapy groups or support groups that might be amazing to have. You can find a lot of stuff online as well. Having, coming especially from a religious background, there's support groups that are just for that, or you can find another support group that just is, specialized to, um, you know, uh, those types of relationships might be another option for you. Obviously, we hope that you would never get kicked out of your home as a result of this. Obviously, if that was the case, would you have anywhere else to go? Like, are your siblings still living in the house with you, or are they older and moved out?
My sisters are older, so that I didn't even think of that. That could be an option.
Okay.
So I'm glad you brought that up because it it makes me feel a little bit better. And then um I don't really have a lot of friends either,
Okay.
so maybe it's just the fact that I kind of depend on my family the most. So being able to talk to other people that are going through the same thing that I am, it does make me feel hopeful.
Yeah.
And then with my dad, he works a lot, and he's all about taking care of his family, so that might be hard to get him in here. But I think once he knows that it's something that needs to get done. Obviously, I'm his only son, and he cares about me,
Mhm.
so I'm pretty sure he'll be okay with it. But yeah, I do have a place to go just in case, and thank you for bringing that up.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Because like I said, if there was an issue with that, obviously we could look into shelter or something of that sort where, you know, you wouldn't be homeless. There's options to go through that as well. So we always want to make sure that we are making sure, you know, no matter where we're at in this process, that you're always going to have a place to go, whether it's with family or friends or with, you know, with being somewhere. So that I don't want you to feel like you don't have any options or have anywhere to go with that. Do you think that he would might be understanding if your mom and your sisters would talk to him in that aspect, or do you think that just because of the religious background that he just is not going to be open to that at all?
I I feel like at first he might be upset
Mhm.
because it's not really a secret, um, but the fact that they know and they didn't tell my dad,
Yeah.
then he might be a little angry in the beginning. But I mean, I could just be overreacting at the same time too.
Okay.
And I just maybe he might understand, but I don't think it would be anything like he would harm me or anything like that.
Okay.
So I just feel like at first he might be upset. It's just unknown because I don't know. I mean, he might know, he might not, but I mean, as long as he's willing to talk, I think um, we can go from there
Okay.
and he'll understand.
Absolutely. Yeah. We always want to make sure that you're going to be safe in the home if you're going to be staying there, and that's completely understandable. We want to make sure that there are no risks involved with you or any of your family members. So that's important. I do understand, like you said, that you did talk about suicidal um, intentions. Was it something that you were fully going through with? Was it something that you just had suicidal thoughts? That's something that is a concern that we, you know, would need to handle in that situation as well.
Well, I feel like it was because I didn't have anybody to talk to
Hmm.
or anywhere to turn, and I was at a very low point because I don't know why I feel the way I do, and that's part of the reason why. Um, like I know that it's upsetting and it's against my religion and everything, but I just wanted some sort of peace of mind, and that's why I contemplated. But I honestly feel that like I wouldn't be able to go through with it,
Okay.
and I mean that's probably why my parents found me because I just wouldn't be able to do it. So
Okay.
in a way, it was good that they found me because now I can get the help that I need and be able to talk to somebody about it. But I just don't I don't think that I could. It just made me feel really low at the moment,
Hmm.
and I didn't have anywhere else to turn to but to try to harm myself. And now I understand that that's not the way to go.
Okay.
And hopefully with therapy and um, talking to my dad about things, we can move on from it and try to just do it the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we all get in those types of situations, you know, where we're feeling down and upset. There could be some depression that is, you know, kind of um, that goes with that kind of situations, and that's understandable. Like I said, obviously, you know, if there were certain situations, like you said, if you felt like in that way again to have suicidal thoughts or we're contemplating that, we can always have resources for you. And like again, you know what I mean, therapy, self-help groups, that's all good stuff to have and to have as good resources. So we don't want you we don't want you to go as far as you did before. So we always have good resources to help you with that. If you're feeling sad or upset, obviously those are good outreaches to, you know, talk to people, because that probably happens to more people than people think that it does. So it's you're not alone by yourself. You know, this is always something that's an ongoing battle for a lot of people. The other thing that we can do is definitely, you know, we don't want that to get to a serious point with it. So obviously, you know, there's other situations that we can help with that as well. So, like I said, working with you and your family sounds like a really good place where we could be. Obviously, if there's anything else, any other stuff that comes up, we're really hoping that your dad would be willing to come in and work with us because I think that's going to be really beneficial to kind of getting everything out on the table and just being like, this is who I am. You want it to be you don't want it to be something as a secret. That makes it worse, I think. So hopefully, working with you, your family, it's gonna kind of open that up for us, and we'll be able to work with everybody if need be. Is there any other um, situations or anything else that you feel like you need help with?
No, I'm just how often would our therapy sessions be? Because this is the first time I've ever done anything like this, so I kind of want to make sure that way I'm prepared. I could talk to my mom about it
Mhm.
too. That way, the next time that we come in, that's what we're planning on doing is letting my dad know.
Yeah.
So
Usually, so when we do therapy, it's usually once a week. Sometimes, like I said, obviously, if there's more going on, the schedule just kind of works with how your schedule is as well. But usually, we do therapy once a week. We talk about, what's gone on that week. If there are certain feelings that come up, if there's certain situations maybe that happened within the household or stuff that's happened with your dad. That's all stuff that we can talk about. Usually that's what it is. It's once a week that we would do stuff. Um, and then again, that would depend on you and your family. So, like you said, I know since you're still underage, that you would probably need that consent with your parents and that kind of thing. What is your driving situation? Do you drive? Do you not have a vehicle?
no, my parents brought me, so they're actually well, my mom's waiting in the car right
Oh, okay.
now, so yeah. But we'll be able to attend as long as
Okay.
my
Yeah,
dad can make it.
absolutely. Yeah.
I just wanted
So
to prepare us for the next time. That way we have all everything that we can lay it out.
yeah, absolutely. So we'll whatever schedule works for you guys. Like I said, we're here Monday through Friday. Usually, I think that we open up at 7 a.m. until 5 p.m. So whenever we can figure out what days work for you and what times that would work for like you and your mom. As we would do the first couple of sessions, obviously we would kind of go over what our game plan is, and kind of what we're going to do as we start to want to open up to your dad and to kind of have that dialect open. We want to make sure that, we want to put everything out on the table. We can do it in certain situations, and we'll kind of talk about those. So look definitely forward to meeting you and your mom and your other siblings as well, because that kind of helps to ease everyone into it. So that would be an option as well to involve your sisters as well.
All right. Well, I think um, pretty much I feel great now, so
Good.
I'm looking forward to our future sessions. So I
Absolutely.
really appreciate everything that you've told me, and it does make me feel a little more at ease knowing that I'm not in it alone, and there are ways for me to, vent or to
Yeah.
reach out to other people. That way, just things don't go the way they did before, and I'm I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. I'm really glad that you came in, and I look forward to our future sessions and getting you the help that you need with the resources that we have. So we'll look forward to seeing you, and we'll get you scheduled, seeing when we can meet you and your mom next week.
Okay.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.